Hey folks, it's Tom, your Frugal Prepper. So my fasting glucose this morning when I woke up was 130. That's a little high. I waited an hour or two before I ate, and I had 4 eggs and 4 pieces of sausage for breakfast about an hour 15 minutes ago. So now I'm just gonna see what my fasting glucose is, or what my after meal glucose has gone up to. I have not taken a metformin since yesterday at lunch, so I just want to see where I'm at. I've started noticing that my sugar is getting way too high. It was low and now it's getting high, and I don't know why, but I will go back on the metformin to keep it low because I don't want any more diabetic retinopathy. So I basically have my glucometer here. This is a cheap Walmart one, and I got a lancet. I'll go ahead and poke my finger here and get me a drop of blood. And we'll put that on the meter, and we'll see what it reads an hour after I ate. Hour 15 minutes after I ate. 188. So that's too high. So I'm going to take another metformin. And so I don't know why they started getting so high all of a sudden, but they have. It seemed to start when I did the extended fast, and now it's not wanting to come back down. You know, I'm not eating any carbohydrates. There's no carbohydrates sneaking into my diet. But I've got some metformin in here, so I'm going to go ahead and take some metformin, and we're just going to go with it. Now, you know, you'd say, oh, that's really terrible blood sugar, and you should be unhappy with that. So 4.5 years ago, I was happy to get my sugars below 300, and they were normally close to 400s, and I was on 250 units of Humulin U500 every day for my basal insulin, my baseline, and I was taking 35 to 40 units of Novolog before every time I ate each meal. So I was all out of whack, and I still had an A1C in the 14s. When I first found out I was diabetic, I was peeing and drinking all the time, and I felt like crap. They took my original A1C and it was 17. So, you know, I've had times where I've lost weight and that's come under control. I've gone from pills to insulin to, you know, and my A1C's been in the 5s before when it's really controlled, but it just got worse and worse over time. So is this that terrible? No. But what I'm noticing is when I first went carnivore, I had really good fasting blood glucoses in the 70s and 80s, and things really came under control. As soon as I went to an extended fast, I started noticing high sugars, started having problems, and now they're coming back up. I think I need to increase the fat that I eat with each meal and eat less protein. But I'm still really happy about these results because, you know, all I did yesterday was take 1 metformin. I'm getting ready to take 1 metformin again. And so I'm going to have to kind of start the metformin again to get this down and under control. And metformin is one of those medications where you don't want to be on it, but it's probably the best one to be on as far as still trying to lose weight. You know, insulin does not help you lose any weight. My weight is still coming off a pound or 2 at a time, a pound or 2 a week, and I'm happy with that, and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and let the weight come off and get healthier. So, you know, I've been diabetic a long time. My body just is very insulin resistant. If I'm having sugars that high, it means my pancreas producing all the insulin it can, right? So I need to get the gluconeogenesis under control somewhat, and really get to running on ketones more than my liver converting the protein and fat to sugar. It's just going to take time. It's just going to take time, but I'm still really happy with that compared to where I used to be, right? But I want to keep my sugars, below the 150s, so that my eyes don't go bad again. I think, for a while I used to have sugars in the 300s, and I used to generally walk around and process things. Like I drank and peed all the time, but I could think and go about my day with no weird feelings. Then, a couple months of my sugars being nice and low, now they're getting up into that 160, 180 range, and I start feeling funny. That's telling me that my body's not used to the high sugar, and now it's getting high again. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to really clean up what I eat and really eat more fat and whole proteins. So like the eggs and the sausage I had today came from Speedway, so who knows, there's probably some sugar in that sausage. But I was in a hurry this morning and I just didn't have time to cook at home. So that's what's going on. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. It's Tom, your Frugal Prepper. Hey folks, it's Tom. So I came to Kings Island for my lunch hour real quick. Lines were a little long, so I only got to ride one coaster one time, and now I gotta walk back out to the car, but it's always fun. I rode the Diamondback. It's that big one right back there. And now I'm walking back out of the park. It's one of the great things, having gone keto and lost 170 pounds. I can now fit on coasters. I did actually used to like coasters, and I started riding some of them when I first went on keto. Lost about 50 pounds. I fit on some, still a tight fit, but now I can get on like the Diamondback, and I can get both clicks myself. I don't even have to push anymore, so it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of walking. Once I get back to the front of the park, I gotta get clear back out to my car. I got about 10 minutes before my lunch hour is over. So, just something fun to do whenever I come down to Cincinnati to work at that office when they're open during the summer, during the weekdays. I like to stop by and just get some ride some coasters. I think I might have went the wrong way here. I don't know. But there's the thing that spins a surf dog. That's fun. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. All right, so I'm heading out, leaving the park, and then I gotta walk back to the car. They got some Canadian geese there in the little pond in the front. Oh, fun times. And we'll just get around here. It's a fun thing to do on my lunch hour. The way I come back from our Cincinnati office, I come right down 71, so I can hop off of here and just run in, take my lunch hour. Most weekdays are not that busy, so I've gotten 5 or 6 rides in. Today's the first day they're open during a weekday, so they're pretty busy, so I only got to ride one, but I still got to ride one. So it's always fun to ride a coaster. Now I just gotta get out of here and take the long walk back to the car. I have a handicap pass, but it's actually my mom's, but I don't use that because I'm not handicapped. So the handicap parking's up real close, and there's plenty available today, but I still had to park pretty far away. But now we'll just head it out and get back to work. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Now I just have to remember exactly where I parked. I know it's over here somewhere. I'm gonna cut across here and just cut through these cars. This is like the employee parking over here. And then the handicap parking's right over there. You see there's plenty of spaces left. Yeah, I should have put the handicap pass up and parked in the handicap, but you know. Actually, I think it's expired right now. My mom's gonna get some new ones, so it wouldn't have worked. But we're just gonna head out here. I know I had to cut across a few of these rows walking in, so we'll go ahead and cut across a few more. But it's always an experience. I should have remembered the number that I parked in. I didn't, because I was in a hurry to get in there and ride a coaster. But I parked up towards the end, I think, where I'll be able to see my car when I get down here. But yeah, this is the whole Kings Island parking lot. Now this looks really busy, but this really is nothing. We've come when it's been much busier, but see all the school buses down there. There's a lot of field trips going on to Kings Island right now because they're wrapping up school, and a lot of schools are doing that. And I don't know how they're getting by with it, because they started this new rule: if you're under 15, you have to have this parent. But they must make an exception for the school buses. I'm taking it. I don't know. But I just gotta walk down here and figure out where I parked at. You see, there's the security bikers, King Island security, and I'm not in 37. I think I'm probably like 39-ish. I know I parked towards the end. There I am. There I am. But I mean, I've had to park all the way down there during Winterfest once, clear down there. So this isn't too busy. And there's the water park that'll be open here after Memorial Day. The whole water park down there. That's kind of fun too. But all right, I'm gonna head out and head back to work. I'll talk to y'all later. It's Tom, Frugal Prepper. All right, so I just took my blood sugar here before I'm gonna eat some dinner. 106, that's more like it. That's where I want it to be before I eat. So I'm gonna eat, and we're gonna take it in an hour and 2 hours and see where it goes to. I took it after I walked around Kings Island. It was like 141. And so I just didn't eat anything. And now I'm down to 106, which is good. All right, so my blood glucose, I did not eat any lunch. But after I got done at Kings Island, I took it. It was like 144 or something like that. And so I didn't eat any lunch. I did look around at that gas station I was at, but I was like, yeah, they don't have anything low carb except for some cheeseburger that I could take the bread off of, but it didn't. It said it had soy protein in it, so I don't know if that was in the cheeseburger or the bun. I'm like, yeah, just not going to eat. So I started feeling better and better this afternoon. By the time I got home, my head's 100%. I'm not lightheaded, dizzy, anything like that. I took my blood sugar before I ate, and it's 106. So I think what's going on is my blood sugar is going high, and that's making me feel kind of loopy. It gets around 150, I start feeling really loopy. Like I look at things too fast and I feel a little dizzy. I just have a brain fog. I don't feel quite right. And it gets 160s, 170s, 180s. It gets worse, which is really strange because, like I said, when I was really diabetic, right, I was on 300 plus units of insulin every day, fast and slow actings, and on 4 of the metformins. I was just doing everything, and I still ended up, after 3 years of doing that, having really high sugars. I would take my sugar, and I would be happy if it was below 300, right? I just couldn't get it down anytime, no matter how much insulin I was taking. But I didn't feel bad. I didn't have any lightheadedness or dizziness. I think now that I've been on carnivore for so long, I was seeing those really low sugars, those 70s and 80s fasting sugars in the morning, the hundreds, and now that it started to come up for whatever reason, after I did my fast, I started seeing high sugars. Now I'm really sensitive to having high sugar, and I feel crazy. So that's what's going on. I took a metformin after I ate my breakfast, and I took it, and I had a 188. I went ahead and took another metformin. Then it came down to the 140s for the rest of the morning and afternoon. And then by the time I got to dinner, it was down to a 106. So I'm just going to keep checking that in the mornings. And if it looks like I need a metformin, I'll take a metformin. And see where we go from there. If I start checking it in the morning and it's in the 150s, I'm just going to take a metformin and then skip eating breakfast, but take some breakfast or something with me that I can eat in case I don't want to get low sugar. But just to see what's going on. I think my liver is just making too much sugar and having a hard time. So I'm just doing it. But 106 is great. That's something I'd love to see. That means that if I was fasting overnight, I'd probably have one below 100. So we'll see what it is when I wake up tomorrow. I'm not going to eat anything else tonight. I have 4 hamburger patties, like 6 or 7 pieces of bacon and 2 eggs with plenty of salt and some butter. Now I'm not going to eat anything else tonight. We're going to see what it is when I wake up in the morning. So it's just one of those things. Like I said, I want to keep it low because I'm going blind. I'm getting blinder anytime my sugar gets up high. So I don't want that. So I have to keep my sugar low. I didn't notice that I'm getting blinder right today. But over time, that's going to cause more retinopathy, more macular degeneration, and more problems. So I want to lose the weight, but I also don't want to go blind. So I'm just going to have to kind of play that back and forth and take a metformin now and then if I need to. The weight loss might slow down, but I'm okay with that, So it just is what it is. But I had fun today. I went to Cincinnati and did a bunch of work this morning, and then stopped for my lunch hour at Kings Island, rode a coaster, then drove back, got stuck in traffic, then got stuck in more traffic, but finally made it back and set up a couple of workstations while I was had a couple hours left at work, and now I'm home. Home, ready to have some fun. I don't have any cars to fix tonight, so that's awesome. I'll talk to y'all later. This is Tom, your Frugal Prepper.